Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. Here in this video we're going to be going through my silver haul of halves, nickels, quarters that I have acquired coin roll hunting for about 6 years now, and it's pretty cool, and we're going to be sorting through them, seeing how many of each here I got, and that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoy it. I certainly had fun going through all these rolls throughout the years, so I'm just going to share them with you. This is a Eisenhower 1971 proof, and it's 40% silver. I actually got this one at a bank with the coin machine, and it was stuck in the coin machine, but the manager gave it to me, so that was pretty awesome. And moving on to the rest. These are what I would call the junk silver ones I got, although no silver, in my opinion, is junk because it's valuable. These are 40% or halves. Not in particularly good shape, so they're pretty much worth their silver content, but it's pretty awesome to have got. I remember I went to the bank once and I asked them if they had any halves, and they did, and the teller said that they were the silver ones. He was kind of keeping them aside for himself, but he did give me one $10 roll, and all of them were 40%ers, so that was a pretty sweet score I got on that day. But for these, I was just going to be arranging them by year because I'm curious of how many of each I got. For 40% silver halves, they were minted between 1965 and 1970. However, 1971s were minted for collectors, so the chances of finding one of those in circulation compared to 1965 to 69 are low. But anyways, let's go through these. I'll be back once I've sorted them by year, because doing this live would take quite a while. So anyways, I'll return shortly. And I am back. I have arranged these by year: 65, 66, 67, 60, and 69. And it looks like I got the most of 69, 60, and 67 appear to be tied, followed by 66 and the least of 65. So I'm going to go ahead and count these out. I'm pretty sure these are not all of my junk silvers. I probably have somewhere else. Probably have some somewhere else. But I just put these. These are just the ones I had in this bag. If I find any other ones laying around, I'll be sure to let you know. Anyways, let's go ahead and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we can just line the rest up. 20. 25. 29. So this is $5, 10, 15, 16, $17, and wait, 29. Wait, hold on one second. Sorry, it's 34 of these, not 29. Figures, math isn't my strong suit. But oh well. All of them appear to be Denvers. I don't remember seeing any Phillies, which I find interesting. And here we have mintages. So for 1969 Denvers, oh, yeah, there weren't any Phillies. So for 1969 Denvers, 129 million. Well, we can just round that to 130 million. So 130 million of those were made. Not too rare of a coin. And as for the 68s, 246.95 million. So basically 250 million for 1967s, 295 million. 66s, 108.98 million, and 1965, 65.87 million. So that makes sense since I got the least amount of these. So we can go ahead and count the rest of these up. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28 1968s. Let's go ahead and count these 67s. 10, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 29. That's interesting. So I got the most 69s, then 67s. That's cool. Now for the 66s, a small stack. So okay, go ahead and count these. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. And last but not least, the 65s. So, 4 65s. So here we have our totals. Looks like I put one too many plus signs here. Total of 110 of those, so that's awesome. And when I check my melt value guide, we see that down here we have the 40% silver halves, and they are worth $3.67. So if we take our 110, 3.67, let me just double check. That would be 403.7 in melt value. $348.7 above face value. So that's awesome. All right, now let's move on to the rest. I believe these are also 40%ers, but probably, yes, they are the nicer ones that I set aside. So this is 20 of them. $66, $68, $69, $66, $69. I'll be right back. So here are the different ones. There weren't any 65s that I deemed nice enough to put in their own roll. And in case you're wondering why I'm not wearing gloves, these aren't really particularly worth too much. And well, the whole point of this hobby is to have fun, and I like holding these coins. So I'm not too worried about destroying any value of these coins. Now there are some coins I definitely wear gloves with because I don't want to mess those up. So 2, 4, 6, 7 of these. And the point of any hobby is to have fun doing it. So that's what I'm doing. 3 of the 67s, 168, and 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 69s. Alright, moving on. Yes. These are nickels and dimes. Here is I believe it's King George. It's a Canadian dime I found in a roll. And it is from 1950. So that was an awesome find. Here's a 64 Rosie. And it is a Denver Mint. And then here are the nickels, and I'll sort them here and shortly by mint mark and by year. So I'll be back when I have that done. So here they are, sorted by year. I got 2 45s, the end of the year of the end of the war. And I'm not sure what's going on here. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments. But to me, it looks like something might have been wrong with the die. So this was a Philly. This one is a Denver. So I'm only missing a San Francisco for 45. That's cool. Here's a 44P, 44D, another P, and another P. Here is a 43P, 43P, and a 43P. Interestingly enough, I don't have any 1942s, and I believe that year they were made of nickel and silver. Cool thing about being able to find out if a nickel is silver or not is the mint mark right here, because regular nickels do not have a mint mark above Monticello. And the first time, I believe, the Philadelphia mint mark P was put on a coin was the war nickel. Alright, let's see what else we got. Okay, so here are the ones I've put in holders. And since I deemed them cool enough to put in holders, I'll go ahead and go through them one by one here. So here's a shiny 69. And some of these I put in holders I did because they were the first ones I found. So, you know, I was excited to find them, but now that I've found more, I don't really put them in holders as much. Oh, this was my first ever silver quarter, and if I remember correctly, I was buying a bag of pretzels, and this was in the change. So, that was awesome. It's a 1962. A bicentennial San Francisco, 40% half. That was unusual to find. Don't know why someone would have got rid of it. This was in someone's collection, and it ended up in mine. 64. The only 90% Kennedys were made in 1964. Starting in 65 to 69, like I mentioned, were 40% silver. And this one does not appear to have a mint mark. A 65. Another 65. A 66. 67. 68. 69. Another 64. Put this with the other 64. Yet another 64. 64. 64 and 64. Some of them I marked with a date and others I didn't. I wish all of these I put in here are marked with a date, but that's oh well. And this 500 from bank means when I got these, they came in bricks of $500 worth of halves, 1,000 of them total. And there'd be times where I wouldn't find a single silver one in there, but my greatest haul contained over 100 silvers, which was awesome. Here's a 1934 Washington. I got this at Wells Fargo on the 18th of August. And it's my oldest Washington I've ever gotten a roll. Let's see what else. Along with that oldest Washington, I also got nickels, part of the same batch that the quarters were from. It's my first ever Buffalo, which was quite awesome. And if I look closely, it's from 1929, the year of the Great Depression. Oh, here's another wartime nickel. This one is a 43 Philly. A Rosie. Oh, so the story behind this one is I went to the bank and I asked to see the little coin holder they have that they give small change to customers, and I saw this one, and the teller actually gave it to me. I was going to pay for it, but the teller gave it to me, so that was very nice of her. And then I called these, I guess, the grand finale of them, because these are walking liberties. This one's a 43. It's in pretty good shape. Wells Fargo customer roll. This means that a customer dropped this roll off instead of it being sealed by the bank. So that's pretty cool. I graded this one good -4. It is a 1920 Walker, which is one of the oldest ones I've got. Here's a 40. Pretty awesome. And then I believe this is the oldest Walker I got. It's from 1917. Sadly, someone drew an X on there, but it's still a real cool find. And then, for some of the older coins I've found, my very first, and I'd have to say, one of my absolute favorite coins I found coin we're hunting is this Standing Liberty quarter. It's from 1927. I was so happy when I found this. Like, my hands were literally shaking. I couldn't contain my excitement. And then the absolute oldest half I have found in circulation is this World's Fair 1893 $50. And my dad coin roll hunts with me too, so I guess he's the one who pulled out of the roll. But, you know, I guess I'll just say we found that one together. I guess this roll contained more 40%ers, and these were very shiny. 67, 66, another 66, a 65, another 67, another 67, 67, and a 66. And I'm getting to the good stuff last, you know, as they say, save the best for last. So I'll be showing you those shortly. I believe this roll are all 64s. So yes, I am correct. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of those. Let's see, what do we have next? Sorry, I'm just trying not to repeat some of the coins I've already shown before. Let's see. Here are the Working down to the remainings. All these are Ben Franklin's. And I'll go ahead and sort these out by year. And I'll be back when they're all sorted out by year. So I am back and sorted them by year. And I'm going to go ahead and flip them over to check the mint marks. So 63D. Actually, I'm just going to head and sort them by mint mark off camera because there's so many of them. I'll be right back. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 63 Phillies. And I'll just go ahead and show you the back and front of one since they're all pretty much the same. Or overse and reverse. Here's the Denver. And the mint mark is located right here. Here are the 62s, which I'll sort shortly. And for the rest of these, I'm going to sort them as well. So I'll be right back. I'll go ahead and pull my book up again because I forgot to mention the mintages for the 64s, 273 million and 156 million respectively for 64 and 64D. And then for 1963, 67 and 22 million. So there were a huge amount of Kennedy's minted. He was very popular, and so were the Kennedy Habs. So that's why they minted so many of them. Anyways, I'll be back with these 62s that I sorted. And there are 4 Phillies. And there were 6 Denvers. So I'll just go ahead and give you the mintages for all these years I have. So 62 P and D, 9 million Phillies, 35 million Denvers. We have 61. So 20 million Denvers, 8 million Phillies. We also have 1960. So we have 18 million Denvers, 6 million Phillies. We have 59, so 13 million and 6 million. Let's see, do we have 58? Yes, we do. 23 million Denvers and 4 million Phillies. So I'll be back with this real quick. Let's see, 58. Let's see if they're both Denver. So because there's so few, I wouldn't expect to find a Philly for that year. Let's see, next is 57 with 5 million Phillies, 19 million Denvers. Now we have 54, 13 million Phillies, and 25 million Denvers. 1953, 2 million, 20 million, and 4 million. 52, 21 million, 25 million, and 5.5 million. And the oldest Kennedy I have, sorry, not Kennedy, Franklin I have, 51, 16.8 million, 9.5 million, and 13.7 million. So I'll be back when the next stack is sorted. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. For 1961, 3 Denvers and a Philly. And now, since I have so few of the rest of these, I'll just go ahead and flip them on camera. So as for the 1960s, both are Denver. For the 59s, 2 Denvers, 1 Philly. 1959 was the first year of Lincoln Memorial pennies, so that's a pretty cool year. 3 57s, a Philly, a Denver, and another Denver. For the 54s, we have a Denver, Denver, Philly, Denver, Denver. For 1953, let's see if this one's Philly or Denver, since I only have one. And it is a Denver. I am not surprised. 1952, so I'll go ahead and do this one real quick since I have quite a few of them. And it appears 1952 is the only year I got more Phillies than Denver, with 2 Denvers and 2, 4, 6, 7 Phillies. And then 351, so a Denver, a Philly, and a Philly. It's pretty cool. And then if you take these 40%ers, put them next to the 90%ers, you can tell the difference. And in a second here, I'll grab a regular $50 so you can see how easy it is to tell. I usually don't look at the years, I just look for silver, and I look at the edges, and you can tell by the color of the edges. It saves me a lot of time to look through these. Alright, and now this is what I'll call the grand finale. And you can already see all of these are walkers. And I'd have to say about this many and then some I got all in one hit. It was a pretty amazing day. So I'll go ahead and sort these by year, and I'll also do them by mint mark this time, and I'll get back to you when that is done. Starting with the 1947, we have a Philly. Go ahead and check the mint mark on that one real quick. It appears 1947 were also the last year walking liberties were made. And for the 47 Phillies, we have 4,094,000. So that's pretty cool. Go ahead and set this one to the side. For the 1946, we also have a Philly. The mintage for 1946 Philly was triple at 12 million. For 45, we have Philly and Denver. So here is a Philly. And the mint mark after, I think, 1917 got moved to here from Honor and God We Trust to right there. Here is a Denver. Hold up, wrong pile. Here is a Denver. There you go. You can see the little mint mark right there. So the mintages for the 45 Philly in Denver. 45 Denver. 9 million. 45 Philly. 31.5. Actually, pretty much 10 million. And then for 1944, here's a Philly. Here is a Denny. And we have a San Francisco. So 1944. 1944 Philly, 28.2 million. 1944 Denver, 9.8 million. And 44 San Francisco, 8.9 million. On to 1943. 43 Philly. 43 Denver. And San Francisco, with mintages for 43 totaling 53 million for Philly, 11 million for Denver, and 13.5 million for San Francisco. So that explained why I found more 43 Sands than Phillies. For 1942, I only found Phillies. Mintages for 1942 are 47.8 million for Philly, 10 million for Denver, or 11 million for Denver, and 12.7 million for San Francisco. It's quite interesting that I'm finding some more rare coins, but less of some of the more common ones. Now here's a 1941 Philly, 1941 Denver, and a 1941 San Francisco. The mintages for 1941 total 9.156 million for, 24.2 million for Philly, 11.25 million for Denver, and 8.1 million for San Francisco. Coming in at 1940, only a Philly. And the mintages for 1940 is 9.1 million. Then we have a 1937, and that is a Philly. Mint for 1937 was 9.5 million. Here we have 1935, both Phillies. Mintage for 1935 is 9.16 million. And then this one of the pretty cool ones, is another 1917. This one's a Philly. So let's go ahead and check the 1917 mintage. And let's see, it appears to be 12.2 million. And then we have two mystery years. I have absolutely no guess on what year this one is, but it is a Philly. Then we have another mystery year. Just set it down. Oh, here it is. And based off that, I'd either guess it's a 1917 or 27. And this one, I don't know if you can see that, it's a San Francisco. So for 1917 S on the back, it's 5.5 million. And if it is a 1927, and that is 2 million. So that's a pretty rare if it were to be. And then finally we have these. Quarters. I'll go ahed and sort them by year. The overwhelmingly most common year for the quarters was 1964. I accidentally picked up a 46 in there. I guess I'm dyslexic. Anyways, 2, 4, 5, 1964 Phillies. 2, 4, 5, 64 Denvers, and the location of the mint mark is here on the silver ones. Then we have 1963, 1 Denver, 2 Denver, all Denvers for 63. Then we have 1961, a Denver, 1952, a Denver, 1950, both Denvers, 1946, Philly, and 1944. This one is a Philly, and 2 43s, both Phillies. So all these silver quarters I just showed you, I got from the same rolls. Got a total of $5.75 in silver quarters, including that 1927 I showed you. All but 3 of the coins in the $50 roll that were with the quarters were silver. And then I also got my first Buffalo nickel in that batch, and a couple wartime nickels. And then I got my best wheat cent rolls ever with a bunch of steelies, a lot of wheaties, and barely any zincs. But anyways, that's going to conclude the video for today. I know it's kind of long, but I sincerely hope you enjoyed seeing my silver haul of coins I've collected throughout the years. If you would like to see any other types of coin videos or have any questions, just let me know in the comments. And if I've earned your subscription, go ahead and subscribe. You know, maybe a like and notifications. I don't know, maybe you want to share this with a friend. But if you don't, I understand. That's cool. Any other feedback you want to give me, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm not afraid if you didn't like the video. Anyways, I hope you have a great rest of your day and have fun.